So we have here the nice red and white Sprime. It feels really nice. Like we'll go into this a little bit more once I've checked out the other items in the box. I'll just tip all of that stuff out so you can see everything that's inside. So we get some Sprime stickers. We get some what looks like dyed PTFE feet. We get the dongle, which looks pretty cool. And obviously the cable or braided cable. And that is a USB-C connection. So the grips feel okay to me, like they feel like they would do the job. Probably wouldn't be my first choice in grip, but other than that, you know, they're perfectly functional. Got the side grips as well. What I was initially a little bit confused about with this mouse is how I would hold it, because the thing I tend to really like about Ergos is they have this finger shelf on the right hand side. If I use my Thorn as an example, there's a really big emphasis on this side of the mouse for where you might, you know, rest your fingers as an example. Whereas on the Sprime, you kind of don't have that finger shelf at all, at least not one that I can feel. And it kind of just wraps around from almost from like the middle of the mouse. It starts to kind of wrap into this top hand corner. And it's a really unique feel in my hand. And like I say, it's not the first time I've held this mouse because I didn't have time to make the video, but I wanted to touch it because I'm impatient. So I got it out, I held it, and I've kind of settled on, I think, and I haven't played with it yet, on this grip. So it kind of hold it at an angle, so you can kind of see in a straight line would be like this, but I'm having to hold it at an angle because of the way that the mouse is so aggressively, I don't know if tapered is the right word, but angled on that right hand side. And this feels actually really comfortable to me. When I first got it out of the box, I was trying to hold it like I would all my other Ergos, which would have been like straight, like this. And this just doesn't feel right to me, holding it straight, because I've got nothing to rest my finger on this side. And it kind of just feels like the mouse is trying to push this way out of my hand. So holding it at a bit of an angle fixes those problems and it actually feels really comfortable. I haven't played with it yet, I haven't even turned it on. So we also, what you will notice, these are Omron optical clicks. These are by far the best optical clicks I've experienced. The Sprime clicks are sublime for a optical implementation. Really nice. They're possibly a touch too light is the only concern that I would have. So, you know, if you're someone that likes to rest your fingers on the clicks when you're not actually clicking on them, you might find that you accidentally actuate them because there's not much resistance required to actuate it. But the sensation of them, they feel almost as good as mechanical switches, which is not something I thought I'd be saying anytime soon for optical implementation. In terms of the side buttons, they feel perfectly fine. You know, there's nothing bad about them. There's nothing insanely great about them either, but they're nicely separated on the side of the mouse. They stick out a nice chunk too, which is quite a good thing to have on your mice. And then the scroll wheel feels pretty good too. The only slight nitpick I have with this scroll wheel is that when you press down, I don't know if it's just a bit stiff, maybe I need to wear mine in. It doesn't feel as tactile maybe as other ones that I've used. Maybe I'm just too used to the perfect implementation, which in my opinion is the VAXI scroll wheel. Overall, so far, I've been really impressed with how this mouse feels. I wasn't sure initially if I would like it, but with this approach, holding the mouse at a slight angle, I think it could be a really good Ergo option, and certainly a different kind of option to the kind of Ergos that I typically use. Another thing that's worth mentioning is how light this mouse is. It's about 43 grams, I think, which is kind of absurd for a mouse this size. So it's not that different in size to the VAXI PM1, which is probably my favorite mouse of all time. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I will be soon. And this mouse is 70-ish grams, 73 grams. This mouse is almost half the weight of this mouse, and it's the same size, so it's incredible what Sprime have managed to achieve with this mouse and its weight. So huge props to them. In terms of the coating, I think the coating feels, I wouldn't say it feels good. It doesn't feel bad. Let's see how it feels when compared to the Thorn. It's not quite as good as the Thorn, I don't think, but it's not far behind it. I think I'll be able to use this mouse without grip tape, which is great because I don't like using grip tape if I don't have to. But the main reason for that is not because the coating is so good, it's probably because I have so much contact with the mouse in the grip that I plan to use with it. All right, that's all I have to say in the unboxing, my initial impressions, the sort of first look at the my first look at the Sprime. I think this could be a really, really nice mouse. I'm excited to play with it. I'll keep you posted in a full review in due course. Peace.